Hello everybody and welcome to this Awesomenauts beta branch video. I'm SlowWolf and today we're going to be taking a look at Snork Gunk. I'm going to just call him Snork from here on out. Snork is the newest character to hit the roster and he's currently available in the beta. Anybody is allowed to access it. Just go ahead, right click Awesomenauts in your Steam library, go to properties, and then check out the beta tab. Go ahead, hit the scroll down menu, go to beta. It'll download it. You can go ahead and play it for yourself. So you can actually try Snork Gunk on your own time. I would highly suggest that you do so. Anyhow, we're going to go ahead and we're going to try out Snork today, and I'm going to quickly explain how he plays. The intent for Snork is that he's going to end up being a harasser, a person that's able to bounce around and just deal damage fairly consistently to annoy the crap out of the enemy team. And as it is a beta, I mean, things don't exactly turn out the way you always intend them to the first time around, so be aware, upgrades, numbers, everything is subject to change based off of what will eventually become the release version of this character. So let's get started. At level 1, he's got 1300 HP and has a decent amount of mobility. And by a decent amount of mobility, I mean holy crap, he is incredibly mobile. He also has a large hitbox. What this tells us is he's fairly fast, he can chase, he's got only a little bit of HP compared to some other knots. He's meant to be able to chase people down. He's also fully capable of getting killed very easily because of his large size and low HP. If he's ever caught in a counter initiation, he will die pretty much instantly, I'm pretty sure. Let's go ahead and talk about his other abilities. So now that you know that he can kind of like jet around like Ix or Clunk or all that other stuff, his left click. It's a very simple left click. He just attacks in a straight arc in front of him. It hits a little bit ahead and a little bit below where he currently is. It's called, Shell Dunk? Anyway, it does a good amount of damage. Like to start off with, it's like 90 or 100 or something else. It's really strong at the moment in terms of its damage, and I'd imagine that that's going to remain the same since he needs to be able to farm, and one of his other abilities does not do any damage to droids ever. So having a strong left click really helps in that regard. His next ability is effectively Snail Grapple. It works almost exactly like Swiggins' grapple. So if you've ever played it as Swiggins before, this will do exactly the same thing. It launches out a snail from his chest, it goes out and comes back in. If it hits anything that is an enemy Awesomenaut, or a wall or a floor, then he will blast towards that point, dealing damage to everything in the area. This works even if you don't hit a person. So if you manage to do like, there's a person like right here or whatever, and you grapple here, you will actually be able to deal damage to that person because of the AoE effect of this Snail Throw. The other thing that Snail Throw ends up actually doing is applying a slow. So it's also decent CC to start off with. I'm not saying it's amazing. It's only 15%. But at the same time, 15% is a pretty good dent in anybody's movement speed. So yeah, I'll take it. Finally, after being able to, gank the living cow out of people with that ability, you also have this. So these balls, or shells, as this guy actually calls them, these orbs, alright, circle around him. If they ever hit anything, they deal damage to it. So droids, they take a tiny amount of damage, but they don't disappear. Awesomenauts, they'll deal a large amount of burst damage, and then they'll vanish afterwards. Like, they properly explode if they hit a person. Now, at the moment, they also, if they hit turrets, just vanish and don't do anything. Worth keeping in mind. They also, as you can see, time out over time. Once you've hit the button, they will either keep going until they time out or until they hit an Awesomenaut. Now, what this does for this character is interesting. So the grapple immediately makes you think, oh, well, I just get in melee and I start swinging. Well, so far, so good. But then this ability really changes things up. Because of its range being fixed around Snork, he actually ends up being a mid-range kind of character. And there is a point where the left click and the orbs actually hit at the same time, where you want to be keeping people at. It means that, honestly, Snork can do a staggeringly large amount of damage very, very fast at the moment. We're going to go ahead and check that out in a brief second as we go into a bot game, so stay there for just a second, and here we are. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just start off with an upgrade that I know is going to do some pretty reasonable amount of damage. Do not, under any circumstances, ask me what these upgrades do. It's not going to matter. As it stands right now, numbers-wise, Snork is busted. He is incredibly strong. able to do a huge amount of damage even at level 1. Hopefully I can actually show you that and pull it off. It does require us to actually kind of get in on some of this nonsense before it becomes a problem. You'll see that those orbs are actually doing damage to the droids, and we landed one on Lone Star that dealt 200 damage. So if you land all 3 orbs on one person, it does 600 damage at level 1. That's a lot of damage, okay? Raylan has to upgrade her snipe to be able to even come close to that amount of damage. Raylan does not do that amount of damage. Let's just leave it at that, okay? Now, let's go ahead and just try to get that through the floor. It did not go through the floor because the freaking turret was there, and I ended up getting kind of moidled by that problem. Okay, hold on. Can you survive this? Yes, but only barely. Okay, we survived. Only just. So, Snork's movement is kind of paramount to his survival. He can do a lot of good stuff so long as he's moving properly. It's not hard to use, though. And I don't think that Snork is going to end up being hard to use either. Like, no one's looking at Snork thinking to make, like, the next, like, anything big, so don't worry about it. The orb timed out right before I hit him. But, yeah, Snork is going to be an easy-to-use character by the look of things. He does not want to be that excessive, very difficult, high-skill intensity character. Conceptually speaking, he's a mid-range character as well, which makes him an interesting, like, pick, I think, for, wow! Which makes him an interesting pick for a harasser, actually, and for just a character in general. Like, he's meant to be mid-range, so that way he can kind of keep people at a certain distance, and then that's all he does. But at the same time, the boy, alright, is also supposed to be easy to play. That's not normal. Usually in most MOBAs, your mid-range character like this ends up having to be at least medium to fairly difficult to play, because you have to keep people at a very specific range. If you've ever played Battle Right, you know that one lady with all the chakrams all over the place? You know, that nice lady? Yeah, she's quite strong. Oh my god, if only we could have gone in there for a little bit more damage, we would have been sold. Anyway, she's actually meant to be a medium difficulty kind of character to play in that game. And honestly, it's kind of the same deal as this guy. You want to keep them at a certain range to be able to deal the most amount of damage as quickly as possible. That's a difficult skill to have, so I'm wondering if that's going to change. You know, it's going to make him more of a medium difficulty kind of character by the end of it all. But for now, as it stands, not the case. So you'll notice that his left click is doing 101 damage at level 3 already, and it's got a decent attack speed increase. That's solid. That's exactly what you're looking to have in a... Oh my god, that Lone Star lost like all of his HP. Actually, hold on a second. We're gonna head on back and grab like the most ridiculously overpowered broken upgrade. I'm thinking we could, but hold on, watch this. Mid-range, boom, 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 done. Everything's dead. Perfect. Actually, do we already have it? We do already have it. What am I doing? The solar boss should have been dead years ago. Okay. Okay, wait for him to start barfing, and then we're gonna go in big time. There he is. Okay, watch this. Boom, 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 done. So that's the first upgrade that we picked up. Like I said earlier, this guy's upgrades are so on the, like, you know, the fixing block. It's not even funny. Like, there's some cool ideas, but there is definitely a need for some of these abilities to get somewhat toned down. Ah, there we go. We landed one of them at least. And honestly, the first upgrade that we picked up is definitely the big one. Oh, missed that. Don't want to get hit by anything, please and thank you. Come up here. Watch the damage just pile in. Boink! You got the kill? Frog, get out of here, man! That's not what happened at all on my screen. Kill-stealing amphibious jerk. Alright, so, stay at mid-range, managed to get both the orbs and my left click to hit at the same time and do a staggeringly large amount of damage and have a good time. Look at this. The amount of push you can kind of put out with this is actually disgusting for now. So, ooh, also you can't teleport back with the orbs out. That's good to know. So he's meant to be a harasser, but because of the way he's going to be played, I feel like that's not going to end up becoming the case. He'll end up being a little bit more interesting to play than that, I think. He'll end up being like a medium difficulty kind of character overall. But for now, he is what he is. He's not too difficult to play right now just because of his ridiculous damage, but you'll see that in a minute, okay? I promise you'll see that in a second. Okay, does a little bit of extra damage. So the upgrade I picked up there was the size increase on these orbs, which initially doesn't sound all that great until you realize that it actually is just astoundingly strong. Pop this and run. That's right. Try to come at me. See what happens to your faces. Got the HP, and then... Oh, is that a dude who's still alive? Pop this, pop this, pop this, pop this. Yeah, that's right. Okay, took a little bit of damage there. It's okay. Try to put out the Snail Grapple. Didn't hit. It didn't hit. The Snail Grapple didn't hit. Snail Grapple didn't hit. Snail Grapple didn't hit today. But it doesn't really matter because this guy is really overpowered. Oh god, we don't want to die to that guy right now. Hold on. Just allow me to smack you, please. Thank you. And you're dead. Don't worry about anything to do with numbers on this guy. We can't. There's no way we can accept this as like a viable alternative for the damage that we're capable of doing here, okay? Like, the amount of damage this guy does is so strong that it really, like, no one, I think, is disagreeing with me on this one. Or should, after they see what this guy's capable of doing. Bounce upstairs. Oh, boink. Almost. Anyway, oh, you are not getting this. This is mine, thank you very much. And also this, thank you. Bounce over here. Start taking this out, and we're good to go. So the important thing to think about this guy right now, then, is, what's he like conceptually? Oh my god, getting murdered. I think that my shells all hit him after I popped the thing. That's actually worth checking out. Nope, not gonna happen. That's fine. So, how is this guy conceptually then? Here's what I honestly think that this guy's good. In terms of his concept, in terms of what he wants to do, what he wants to be, it's actually alright. You know, he's not the best. He's not the... I wouldn't say that he's completely realized himself. He's not a self-actualized character yet. Which is a fancy way of saying that this guy is just a little bit ridiculous at the moment. And I feel like not all of his abilities make him necessarily all that unique. His grapple in particular reminds me a great deal of Swiggin's grapple. Just instead of having an anchor that knocks people down and keeps them down, he's got these orbs that do a stupid amount of damage. I think that's a fair way of putting it. Like an actually dumb amount of damage, and then we just call it a day at that point. And after like one upgrade, like we haven't even gotten the damage upgrades on the orbs themselves. Just wait. Once we get the damage upgrades on the orbs themselves, it becomes disgustingly strong. So we're gonna head on home. We got 505. There's nice little walkie-talkie animation there. There's no reason to stick around. So I think that we're gonna go ahead and grab the damage, and then we're gonna grab boots to be able to keep up a little bit better, and then we'll see what happens after that, eh? We might just win off of this, seeing as we're already at a 3-level advantage. And also, hold on a second, watch this. You said that you wanted death and destruction. Well, I can give you death and destruction in equal measure. It's all yours. So conceptually, I think that the grapple's a little bit too much like Swiggin's for me to be totally pleased with it. Specifically because this guy's also just disgustingly good. But, you know what? Everything else, I actually really enjoy. The idea of having these orbs and kind of like trying to kite people at a certain distance, that's a fun mechanic that we haven't really had in this game. Everybody either goes full ham or goes half ham, you know what I'm saying? This guy? No, sorry. By full ham, I mean like they go full melee, and then by half ham, I mean that they just stay at range. This guy stays at like this weird, uncomfortable milieu, which is French for middle. He stands just far enough away. He's like, I'm a little out of melee range, but I'm also not quite in range. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty cool. I really enjoy that about this character. Also, hold on a second. It actually does do damage to creeps. I lied earlier, and I'm sorry. Because it deals damage to everything in the areas. If you want to farm this, you just go boink, and then there's your 200 damage nuke for that. Okay, hold on a second. You see this enemy team that's brewing? Boink. A boink, 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 boink. Oh, look at that damage we just dealt. It's unfortunate that we didn't deal any more, but you get the idea. Our damage did get a little bit split there. It is worth mentioning, though, that all of the Skargi's abilities, all of Snork's abilities and attacks, do hit in an area of effect. A small one, but in an area of effect nonetheless. And as a result, teaming up with Sentry might not be such a bad plan. I'm going to go ahead and stall this game out a little bit, so that way I can continue to get all these fun upgrades that everybody knows I want to pick up right now. Boink, boink. Ah, almost. Oh god, we might die. Get me out of here. That might be the first time I've actually used that as an ability that gets me out of a bad place. Boink, perfect. Boink, perfect. Except for it didn't kill him, that's fine. And then just like murder him, honestly. Perfect. You spin me round, he says. Don't even worry about spinning round, okay? Boink. So that slows him down. And this lands and does some damage. We try to land that orb. It's not landing. I'm a little disappointed. Okay, go in there, do some extra slow. You know what? Nah, I just realized my HP. It's a little too low for that garbage. I'm going to just back off. grab some HP elsewhere, like from right over here. Are they still attacking up there? Hold on a second. Well, hold on. And toasted. What did we do there? Well, we landed a couple of orbs because one of my upgrades allows our left click to effectively do 2.5 times damage. Yeah, we kind of ripped through them. And that's only going to get scary as we pick up walkie-talkie. And you know what? Might as well like reduce the cooldown of our grapple by another second. It's all good. So, I think I've talked about what he's like conceptually enough. Mid-range character, slightly interesting, very, very cool. And by slightly interesting, I mean actually cool. Numbers-wise, we've already, like, you don't need me to tell you. I told you once at the very beginning, and since then, I think I've been proving ever since. Yeah, he does a lot of damage. He's exceptionally good, especially for a harasser. Like, what are you doing calling yourself a harasser, my dude? You're in the big leagues now. You're carrying, like, you're a snowballing carry. You're a fighter. You're a brawler. Just a medium-range brawler, that's all. Perfect. So then the question is, what else do we need to talk about with this guy? Well, his music isn't out yet. Although I hope it's a neat like cop procedural type of deal. Boink 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 boink. That's an easy kill. Thank you very much. What about his animations? Animations are a 10 out of 10. Look at this guy's animations. Look really close up and watch as his freaking tentacles, his eye stalks, and his mustache stalks and all that stuff, they waggle back and forth, man. Every time he swings, every animation is really well telegraphed. It's very neat. It's very cool. Even when he puts out the orbs, he's all like, I'm now a Zen man. Boink. Oh, that damage is so good. Run. Took a lot of damage in the meantime, too. But, like, that was super good. But, like, this animation here where he goes like, whoa, that's super cool, is it not? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What dealt all that burst damage to him? Head on home. That made no sense to me. We're going to go ahead and pick up... I think we need the Brain Slug Helm to really do what I want to do here. But we might as well grab, like, I don't know, the stun. Yeah, let's grab the stun on the slug thing, because the stun is just good. It also makes us properly Swiggins now. But yeah, aesthetically, I think he's really cool. I think he's got a lot of things going for him. And for, like, a weird slug dude... He's an appealing looking dude. When I saw a splash art, I was like, what the hell? Ronimo, what are you doing, man? This is no good. This looks like some weird dude barfed up a big yellow slug, which is exactly what they did. But I didn't think it actually turned out this well in game. I think this might be one of those times where the in-game art is better than the splash art, I find. There's something about it that's just a little bit more sensical. I don't know. And I don't mean that as a harsh critique or a Ronimo, you suck. I mean that as in I really love his in-game animations, and I wish that his splash art looked like even 3 times as cool. Because the splash art's like, you know, what kind of sells people, you know what I'm saying? Anyhow, Slug, he's a cool dude. He looks cool. He sounds cool. His abilities are cool, despite the fact that some of them are a little bit nuts. Oh my God. Oh, you're so toast. Not a chance. Float over that, grab this. Wait for my orbs to come back. Wow, we just dealt all that damage to all of them. So yeah, there's the combo right now. You go into them with all those orbs on you, and then you just kill them all? Okay, sounds dope. Is there anything else I'd like to have? Range, yes please. Range on Stinky Snail. Why not? We're not going for damage. Does it look like I'm Swiggins? Oh wait, I am, but it doesn't matter because we have so much damage on our other abilities right now. Okay, and that brings us to our last point before we go ahead and round out this beta. The first beta, anyway. How's this guy number-wise? Like, oh, like a freaking 0 out of 10. There's nothing about this boy that is even remotely balanced currently. And that's fine. It's the first beta that he's come out, and he's been publicly available. So, yeah, he's a little strong. How would I change him? Honestly, I wouldn't want to actually say anything about this right now, just because I know for a fact that I'm, as an armchair developer, I'm quite bad. And I'm being very serious when I say this. No one should trust a goddamn word that I say when it comes to development. But obviously his numbers need a tweak. I think that in particular the one upgrade that we've got here that's like actually murdering people the most. I'm legendary now for whatever reason. Okay, no, we're gonna get caught in that. That feels bad. Hold on, we're not done yet. That's a dead man right there. Perfect. So if I wanted to change this boy, I would make his grapple do something different. Like, I don't think that I think it's a little bit too much like Swiggins' anchor grapple. Okay, it's just a little bit too close. And I wish it were just a little bit different. His orbs obviously need to be tuned down in terms of damage, and his left click upgraded. That one left click upgrade needs to be dealt with. He's got some bugs, he's got some rougher edges, but I think that conceptually this guy is on point. I think that, you know, Snork has potential. And that's not something you can say of every knot that I've tried out in beta. Like, there have been several knots that I've hated when I tried them out in beta. Like, repulsed by when I tried them out in beta. You sure you want to leave this game session? Yes, please. I'd like to show off the armory picture for him. There we go. Like, I don't know what else there is to say about him. He's got a sick jump. He's got the ability to, like, smash people in the face. His grapple is insane, and his orbs are very cool. I love this mid-game kind of thing. I don't know. He doesn't feel unique yet. He's good. He's fine, but he just doesn't feel like he's his own character yet. You can go ahead and tell me what you guys think in the comment section after you went ahead and tried him out in the beta yourselves. Remember, it's publicly available. Everybody can get in this beta. Go nuts. Try him out. But for now, that's it for me. Thanks everybody so much for watching. Hope you folks enjoyed yourselves. If you did, be sure to let me know. Hit the like button down below. If you want to see some more, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications when these videos go live. But that's it for me. And if you want to tell me what you think, again, comment section, Twitter, whatever, all that good nonsense, you can find that stuff in the description. I'll see you folks next time.